ladies! So I have recently launched my new website and the 12-week Becoming Fearless program. I'm so excited to get this out as it's pretty much my mission to support and empower thousands of women to become more confident, overcome their fears, and live their best life. So be sure to check it out on www.fearlessfemales.me. So did I think that 5 years ago I would be where I am today? Quitting my job and doing something which is completely different to what I was doing. Getting married to the love of my life. Living in a new city and being the happiest that I've ever been. No, I didn't plan any of this and it all just came my way. The path unraveled as I started taking steps forward. So on this podcast, I wanted to talk more about my story and all of the events which have led me to where I am today, which include my career, my relationships, my solo travel, and my spiritual journey. Now, some people find their calling from a young age, whereas with others, they find it later on in life. There is no right timing for this kind of thing, but it will hit you out of nowhere. I was 30 when I had an aha moment. I realized there was more to life than me working my 9 to 5, which I actually liked at the time, but for the wrong reasons. I was stuck in the rat race, and on paper, it looked great. I was in a great role, working for a great company, had a great salary and all the benefits, and pretty much worked my way up to a senior position. But when I started looking within and actually auditing my life, I was questioning whether it was all worth it. We in society have been conditioned from a young age to think and act a certain way. So when I was younger, I was told that I had to go to school, then to college, then to university, and pretty much just get a job and have a brilliant career. This is the typical path that many of us took. But why did we take this path? So that's all that I knew at the time. I didn't know what my other options were. But it was also shown to me as the most prestigious path, that there's nothing else could compete with university life and getting a job. This path, I was told, will give me the most success in life. But again, what actually was success? Money? A nice house? Having luxurious holidays on days off that you get from work? When I started working, I absolutely loved it. It was something new, different, and I was learning a lot. I felt like it was the right thing at the time. But 4 years into my career, it had lost its impact. I was losing interest. I was working every day and living for the evenings and the weekends, waiting to have my social plans. I was letting someone else take control of my schedule and time. My work started feeling useless, even though it was making changes for the company that I was working at, but it wasn't really making changes for me. I didn't feel excited or energized by what I was doing, and I was no longer feeling happy. So I knew I had to make a change. Now, at the time, making a change was a big decision. I was in a financially secure position, and I realized that it wasn't about working for another company, as the core of what I didn't enjoy would still exist at other companies as well. So it wasn't about, okay, well, I'm not liking what I'm doing, so let me just go and find another job. And it took me 3 years of putting up with this feeling inside to build up the courage and finally quit my job. It was really scary, the thought of doing it. And once I had done it, it was incredible. So my fiance Akash was my biggest support, and he helped me through the process and made me see the light. After I quit, there was an immediate feeling of freedom, as though the shackles had been released. I was able to do whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, however I wanted. And after leaving my job in February 2021, I decided to take some time off to bond with my newly born nephew, spend time with my family and friends, and just do the things that I really enjoyed in life. It was a great period of me just being by myself and doing things in the morning and having my own schedule and my own time. Also, when I quit my job, my nephew was born on that same day. Now, is that a coincidence? No, I think that's life saying to me, this was the perfect time and this is my time. I quit my job, my nephew's born, it's time to spend some time with him. I did a lot of reflecting of my life and how the last 30 years had gone. What were my highlights? What were my struggles? What did I enjoy? It was great to have the time to just sit back and think. But whilst I was in that reflective period, I realized some of my key moments in my life which had helped me to get to where I am today. So here they are. I was in my first relationship when I was 20 years old. This was an age where I didn't really know myself, know what I wanted, or where I was going in life. The relationship felt fun at the time, but didn't really have a future. I was with someone who I had feelings for, but the connection wasn't quite there, which I obviously didn't know at the time. I didn't know what I wanted from a partner, and it all felt comfortable and safe, so we kept it going. My partner at the time was going through some things, and that impacted him, which in result impacted me. My friends and family were seeing changes in me and actually told me, but I chose to ignore it, and I felt trapped in our own little bubble. I figured out, though, that the relationship was becoming toxic and I wasn't in a good place mentally. This then led to the breakup, which was the best thing that could have happened at the time, even though it was painful at the time as well. I learned a lot from that relationship and it matured me a lot. After the breakup, I decided to have some time to myself, so embarked on a solo travel trip in Central America for 3 months. This trip was absolutely incredible, and it was a period of time where I was able to unleash myself. I was living the way I wanted to live without anyone's influences. I felt free, happy, and alive again. I regained my confidence and independence, and that helped me be the person I am today. I love solo travel so much, and I gained so many benefits from it that I continued to do it once I had got back as well. I love exploring places on my own to this day. So when I returned home, I started my engineering graduate job, which was so fun. It was a whole new experience for me, and at the time, it felt like an extension of my university life because I was living in a new place with new people and going out a lot. But the workplace itself wasn't quite what I expected. Having done an engineering degree, I knew it was a male-dominated course and would be a male-dominated workplace. But I did think it would be a bit more welcoming to women, especially in the workplace. I was the only girl on my team and pretty much in the whole factory. I had sexist comments, people shouting things at me, saying inappropriate things, but this just made me grow thick skin. There were hardly any women in senior positions, and I started to wonder why. But at the time, I didn't think too much into it and just continued on. Whilst working, I moved to new cities where I didn't know anyone and was living on my own at times. This felt scary, but I threw myself into the situation. I embraced every moment and loved the way I was living. Being exposed to different places, people, and situations helped me connect with myself and with others. I really enjoyed the experience, and it contributed to shaping who I am today. After my first ever relationship, I decided to take some time off dating and relationships. I wanted to live on my own and get to know myself better, and I did this through starting a new job, living in new cities, and being alone. At first, I couldn't sit still and I didn't really know what to do. But eventually, the more I was spending time alone, the more at peace I felt. I started enjoying my own company and feeling comfortable with who I was. I no longer felt the need to make superficial friendships or go out all the time to fill my space and time. I understood what made me tick, what I enjoyed, and what I was passionate about. I preferred deep friendships and relationships and was lucky enough to come across some amazing people throughout my life who I got this from. Not to mention the majority of my closest friends to date are the ones who I've known since nursery, school, and also university. They are my best friends, the ones who I've been connected with instantly and formed really close bonds with. So I found that I had to protect my energy and say no to things that didn't quite fit in with my lifestyle. I wanted to be around those who actually supported me, challenged me, and made me feel good. I needed positivity and inspiration, and that's what those people were giving to me. I was single for 5 years and moved to London in 2017. I decided to take a break from dating and enjoy my time with my family and friends. There was so much happening that I wanted to live life and just let it happen. And that's when, in 2018, I met my now future husband, Akash. It just came out of nowhere. We started dating and we hit it off straight away. We moved in together in 2020 and are getting married really soon. And I'm so happy in my relationship, which has had its challenging times, but communication, self-awareness, and being selfless has helped. It's such a change going from living and being by yourself to living and being with two of you. You have to consider someone else other than yourself, which has taken some adjusting for me. That leads me back to where I am today. So I quit my job in February with no real backup plan. I enjoyed a couple of months off, and then Fearless Females hit me out of nowhere. It started off as a passion project, which I started in October 2020, and that's all it ever was. I started hearing back from women who were finding my content, my podcasts, and my messaging really useful and were starting to implement and get results from what I was saying. This made me feel so happy. My only aim was to impact, empower, and inspire other women, which I was achieving. Then in April, I was on a podcast, and the idea of starting a program to share my learnings, teachings, and experiences to guide other women just came to me. I have built my confidence, independence, resilience, and identity through my life experiences. I have had challenging moments and overcome them through fighting my fears. I have learned tools and techniques to support this, and I now want to share this with you. I have come across many women who are struggling in life. I have heard of horror stories of women being in abusive relationships that they can't escape, in jobs that they don't love but don't know any different and are afraid to leave, struggling with mental health issues which stem from low self-confidence and influences around them. Women are exposed to so many external influences and people which impact their self-esteem. We compare ourselves to what others have and have the idea that their successes should be ours, and that's where we should be. We are seeing distorted images of women on social media who are perceived to be perfect, which then makes us not like what we see in the mirror because we don't look like that. We speak negatively about ourselves and allow others to do so too. There are hardly any women leaders in companies, and women are still getting paid less than men. Society has not been kind to women, and we are fighting a larger battle. I want to change this narrative. I want women to unite and thrive. So if you're ready to embark on your journey to becoming more fearless, then check out my website, www.fearlessfemales.me, where you can find the 12-week Becoming Fearless program. And be sure to check out our Facebook community group to connect with like-minded women, share your experiences, and keep updated with the latest of what's happening at Fearless Females. Thank you so much for listening.